Hi everyone, it's Allison here. I'm one of the interns with CSS, and today I'm going to be talking to you about how the cocoa plant that you see in the top right corner turns into the candy bars that we all know and love. While you're watching this, I'd like everyone to think about their favorite candy bar. We can all share our favorites after we watch the video. Okay, now let's dive in. So you may have wondered before, where does chocolate come from? Well, chocolate originates from the cacao tree. It starts out as a tiny little plant, as you can see in the left photo, and it grows into a big tree that can reach up to 25 feet tall. This tree grows best in very hot temperatures, along with lots of rain and shade. Here are photos of different cacao trees around the world. Notice all of the beautiful, unique colors. The colors can differ depending on where the tree is grown. Most cacao trees are grown in West Africa. These trees can live for around 100 years, but the most cocoa production happens within the first 60 years. The cacao tree grows oval fruits, which are called pods. These pods range from 5 to 12 inches in length. I think the yellow pods look like lemons. Each pod has about 30 to 50 seeds inside. These seeds are known as cocoa beans. When the pods turn bright yellow or orange, they are ready to pick. On this slide, you can see photos of all different people harvesting cacao pods. These pods are harvested 2 times a year. The pods are removed from the tree, as you can see in the photos, and split open so that the seeds can be removed. Every cacao tree can produce about 2 to 3 pounds of beans every year. On the left is a photo of the inside of a cacao pod. The little white seeds you see are the cocoa beans. Each one is roughly the size of an olive. You may be thinking, aren't cocoa beans brown? Well, they start out as cream colored, but when the beans are exposed to light, they turn a brown-purple color. Fascinating, huh? It actually takes about 500 of these little beans to make just 1 pound of chocolate. The cacao beans you see here are not sweet like the chocolate you know. There are many more steps to make the delicious chocolate you taste in your candy bars. The next step after harvesting the beans is fermentation. Fermentation is a chemical process that helps bring out the delicious flavor that we get in chocolate. This process takes anywhere from 2 to 8 days. Now there are 2 ways to ferment the beans. They can be covered with banana leaves, as you see in the left photo, or they can be placed in large covered boxes, as we see on the right. During this time, the beans start to develop their flavor, and they even change color too. After the beans are fermented, they must be carefully dried. The beans are laid out on large mats where they sit for 1 to 2 weeks under the hot sun. They are continually raked to make sure they dry evenly. You can see this on the photo on the right. Apparently, some farmers even dance across the beans to spread them out. That sounds like fun to me. During this time period, the color of the beans changes from reddish brown to dark brown. Once the beans are dried, they are packed up and shipped out. They are either traded on the international market or sent directly to the chocolate maker. Next, the beans are cleaned and roasted at a low temperature. This helps to develop the chocolate flavor. The beans are then finely ground up to make the components of chocolate. We're almost there. The next step depends on which type of chocolate is being made. Dark chocolate, milk chocolate, or white chocolate. The different types of chocolate all require different ingredients and measurements. All the ingredients are mixed together in a process called conching. This makes the chocolate very smooth and creamy. Once it is mixed well, it is heated and then cooled, which helps the chocolate keep its shape. This is why when you get a chocolate bar, it is hard and firm rather than liquid.
How is chocolate made? One of the main ingredients of milk and dark chocolate, and the thing that gives them their distinctive brown colour, is cacao. Cacao seeds are harvested in tropical regions and made into what we call cocoa mass. Chocolate is made in different strengths depending on how much cocoa is used. Dark chocolate has the most cocoa, milk chocolate has less, and white chocolate has no cocoa mass at all, but it does contain cocoa butter, which also comes from cacao seeds. Chocolate comes in many different flavours, such as orange, mint, and even chili. The cocoa mass is shipped to factories like this one in France, where lots of different chocolate products are made. First, the solid cocoa mass is unpacked from its box and placed on a conveyor belt before being crushed by a machine like this, so that it can be combined with the other ingredients. Milk powder, sugar, and cocoa mass are weighed out and measured before being mixed together in these tanks. Then all the mixed ingredients are crushed again to create a finer paste. Next, they're melted and churned together to make a smooth chocolate liquid, which is then stored in big tanks like these, before being tempered by a machine like this. Tempering means the chocolate is cooled down, with only tiny uniform crystals forming. Finally, the chocolate is moulded, shaken to remove any air bubbles, and chilled to create a solid bar. The chocolate is now ready to be wrapped up and put into boxes, then sent to stores so it can be bought and eaten as a special treat.
Now for the exciting part, making candy bars. Chocolate is combined with tons of different ingredients to make the candy bars that we all love. Some common add-ins are nuts, raisins, nougat, and caramel. Did you know that the first candy bar was made in the year 1847? Chocolate bars gained a lot of interest during World War I, when the U.S. government would buy large quantities of chocolate to provide candy bars for the soldiers overseas. Since that war, more than 40,000 different candy bar varieties have been created. Can you guess the most popular candy bar in the U.S.? I'll give you a second to think. Okay, let's see. It's the Reese's cup. We all have our preference, but research shows that the Reese's cups are the most popular candy choice in the United States. Let's watch a video to see how Reese's cups are made.
The process begins with a bag of peanuts, but these are no ordinary bags.
Each super sack contains 2,500 pounds, which is roughly almost 2 million peanuts per super sack. Our peanuts are sourced from the southeast United States, Alabama, Georgia, and Florida.
The peanuts get cleaned, sorted, and roasted. After the nuts go through a grinder, the creamy peanut butter glacier slowly crawls toward the chocolate. But first, we need a wrapper. Miles and miles of paper feed through a machine that stamps the cup shape into the paper in 5 different sizes. Now we're ready to fill the cups.
We deposit chocolate into the mold, then we put what we call a peanut butter plug. We extrude that into the cup.
The plug is a solid chunk of peanut butter. The cups ride over vibrating belts to get the peanut butter to spread out. Next up, a depositor squirts the final chocolate layer into the cup. A puff of air spreads out the chocolate. Then the cups cool for 30 minutes before they're wrapped up and shipped across the globe. And get this, Reese's makes enough peanut butter cups in 1 year to circle the earth 7 times.
Now I want to know, what is your favorite candy bar? Let's all take turns and share your favorites. I put a few on the screen for examples. My personal favorite is the Snickers bar. I hope you all enjoyed this video and that you learned something new. Until next time.